Hey guys, Mike Troll, Amsoil dealer here, and today we're working on the 07 Pilot. We got this brand new air intake tube that I ordered online from Majestic Honda, and there's that. Let's give them that part number, 17228 PVJ-A10, and this is for the 07 Pilot with the J35A9. So there are two different engines, so just verify. Comment down below if you came here from my short video, and in either case give the video a big like right now if you would. That'll pump this content out to more people. So let's get into this. We started doing an air filter a week or so ago, and that's when I discovered the massive air leak. So we taped over it till we could get this part. All right, so we've got our intake tube here, and first thing, we're gonna take this out. So I have a 10mm socket and a nut driver, and you know, basically we're gonna take this off, but I'm also gonna take this connector off. This is either the map sensor or the throttle position sensor. I'm not 100% on that right this second, but so we'll carefully take that out and set it to the side. And I've already loosened the 4 screws on the top air filter housing. So yeah, 10mm here, loosen that clamp. And my part did not come with any of these clamps or these little, I don't know if these are resonator chambers. We need pliers for this, but actually I think I could just pull it out. There's some other fittings there, but I'm gonna start trying to gently rotate, jump in. All right, so we did our clamp. Now we're trying to separate these here. All right, so guys, I had to wrestle with this a little. You know, it's just old, but literally this thing is falling apart as I'm pulling on it. It's cracking and breaking, and the same thing happened here. I had a tough time separating it from this tube. It's just the angle of everything. But so that is off, and I dropped my clamp, so I can see it down there, so we'll grab that. But right now we're gonna pull this tube and the housing, air filter housing, on out of here if we can. Well, there we go. We'll just take the tube out. All right, so there it is. And so I assume this is original. This is a 2007. So we got, how many years is that? 16 years out of it. So we will have to transfer this and this resonator chambers, whatever they are, and the clamps. And then is there a spring? There's no spring on the new part, so I guess we'll be transferring this, Gabe. I guess we'll be transferring this spring onto the new part. And, oh, that doesn't look bad at all. Yeah, there's a leaf and something there, whatever. But this air filter doesn't even look bad. Since we're here, we could probably go ahead and clean that. Now, if this is drive-by-wire, which I'm sure it is, we don't want to, yeah, that's good. If this is drive-by-wire, we definitely don't want to open that blade by hand. So what I'll probably do is have somebody, you know, turn the ignition on and then actuate the gas pedal, and we'll see if we can get that blade to open. What I'm gonna use is the Amsoil power foam, but I'm not gonna do a power foam on the engine where we actually spray it in with the engine running, for the simple reason you're supposed to change the oil after you do that. And this oil is, this is long term. Guys, if you subscribe and check out my videos, I have an Amsoil bypass filter on this engine, and we've done oil analysis, and we just changed both oil filters recently, so we have no plans of changing oil anytime soon. So yeah, what we'll probably do is get that blade open and try to wipe it off. All right guys, so what we're doing here is I sprayed some of the Amsoil power foam into the throttle body, and right now I got the key on and Gabe's about to hit the gas pedal. So let's see, Gabe, go ahead and we'll see if it pushing the gas pedal. There we go. Yeah, so what I'm gonna need, so here's the stuff. Amsoil power foam, and so anyway, yeah, hold it. Can you hold it? So I'm gonna spray it a little bit, and we're gonna just wipe a little bit, but I'm purposely not doing a ton of this because you're technically, okay, you got it, Gabe? I don't want my fingers to get pinched. You're technically not supposed to, or you're technically supposed to change your oil if you were to power foam the engine, like where you run this cleaner through. Sorry guys, I'm trying to film and do this, but basically if you've cleaned a throttle body before, that's nothing special. So that's all we're gonna do, is try to get that blade as clean as we can. So there's what we got it looking like. I mean, you could go crazy. We could probably even keep getting it cleaner, but it's really good, and the car drove good before. So basically now we'll take our tube, take this part out, and we're just gonna transfer, take our 10 millimeter, we're just gonna transfer these, whatever you call it. So it's hard to film all this by myself, but I reinstalled the things, the spring, and all the clamps. I did put a thin coat of petroleum jelly, or you could use grease, but just in those, because I feel like that's gonna seal everything better and help everything go together a little bit easier. Brand new air filter is in, blue side down. It tells you right there up, and from the shape of it, it's only gonna fit one way anyway. So what I'm gonna try to do is put this in carefully, not drop any dirt down into that, and then install the tube. All right, I feel like we did good. Could have cleaned that up a little bit more, but it's clean where it matters on the inside. And so, yeah, do yourself a favor, little dab of grease. I mean, don't gom it on, but just dab each of these connections. Wipe your finger or something with some grease or petroleum jelly, and everything just slides together easier, and you slide that one in. Don't forget your clamp, and then this clamp here is basically, we're just going to tighten this and reconnect our. All right guys, so just doing a final once over before we turn the key. I haven't put the engine cover back on, but I need to get going here and get wrapped up for the night. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up. We've had a lot of videos on this 07 Pilot, and what we normally do on this channel, fluid changes with Amsoil synthetics, and use my link in the pinned comment. All right, fired up, sounds good. Yeah, I got some maintenance stuff. My VTM4 fluid is due. As you can see, it's actually overdue. That's actually one of my more popular videos here on YouTube from several years ago, but apparently it's time to do it again. And so just got to get around to doing that. If you have this deal on your dash, VTM4, if you have a 4-wheel drive. So man, this thing's idling smooth, it sounds good. I mean, it wasn't running bad before, so sounds great. But yeah, it's a good feeling to not be sucking in dirt through a cracked intake tube. So guys, check this out on your car. Make sure you don't have any unfiltered air leaks. And we mentioned this in the short video, but the reason we had absolutely no drivability problems is there's no mass airflow meter. There's nothing to tell the computer that there's unfiltered air coming in. It's just, it runs off of a map sensor. So, but there you go. Subscribe, share, like the video, guys. That helps. And there's a lot more on this and other cars. Actually, there's my 03 Accord right there. We got quite a bit going on that as well. Guys, so for the verse of the day, I'm sticking with my theme in Genesis with creation and all. But so you have the fall, and Adam and Eve sinned. And so what you see over here in Genesis 3:7, eyes of them both were open, they knew good and evil. They knew that they were naked, they sewed fig leaves together. Basically, they made themselves underwear because they were ashamed of their nakedness for the first time ever. And so over here, though, in Genesis 3:21, the Lord God made garments of skin, and that prefigures, because this is the first death in the Bible that I know of. God killed some animals in order to clothe these sinners. And so another time, thousands of years later, he would also kill a substitute in their place, in our place. And that's what the notes here, Dr. MacArthur is saying. First physical death should have been us, but it was an animal, a substitute in the place of sinners. And one day God would kill the substitute in our place, if you will, on the cross. The Lord Jesus died under the righteous wrath of God the Father, not for his own sin, because he had no sin, but he was a substitute to redeem sinners like us. Guys, think about that. That's the gospel. God became a man so that he could die in the place of us, so that we don't have to die in hell. We can be eternally with God, reconciled to him. What you must do, what we all must do, is repent of our sin and believe the gospel. It's everywhere throughout the Bible, but right here, the seed of the woman. Who's the seed of the woman? That's Jesus, born of a virgin. The seed of the woman would crush the head of the serpent right here. All of this is in the very opening chapters of the Bible. So the Bible is a story of man's, I say story, it's a true account, but what it is man's complete rebellion against God, fall into sin, and God's redemption of sinners. God's glorifying himself through redeeming sinners who deserve his justice. Alright guys, so we're having some drivability issues the next day with the Pilot, and we got a check engine light on. So I got my scan tool, and I'm going to pretend I know what I'm doing with this thing. Now we're just going to look for any obvious things. So the ignition, the I think that's for the emission system. Those tests are complete. So anyway, we're just going through it, but basically all it's doing, it's a fast idle. So basically you really got to keep your foot on the brake it wants to, you know, go forward pretty fast. It's idling at times around 1100, which is high, but it's not super high. I mean, I went online, a lot of people are having really high idles. Oxygen sensor circuit low. Voltage bank 2, was that bank 2 sensor 2. Now, again, with that stuff that we put on the throttle body to clean it, I'm wondering if that could have thrown off some of the stuff back. No, I wanted to look at the codes so I can look at the data stream, but I want to go back to the review data. Maybe we can look at freeze frame. Yeah. So it was open loop. Yeah, the coolant was 72 degrees when the code was set, so we had just started the engine. Probably this morning when my wife started the engine, and the fuel trims at that point were fine. But yeah, open loop, so that might not even... Okay, engine speed, it was at 1076. But yeah, she had just started the engine. 75 degree intake air. Absolute throttle position 19. That seems high relative 9.8. I don't remember what it ran before, but I know it wasn't 0. Okay, so that's everything there. So let's hit this code connect. I want to see what it... Replace fuse number 18. Yeah, that's just weird. All right, we're back here, so let's go through these. Manifold absolute pressure or barometric pressure circuit high input. Okay, so that's very interesting. I wonder if the connections are loose on the map sensor. That's strange because we did that stuff yesterday and now the map sensor is reading improperly. Intake air system leak. See, that's weird because that's literally what we fixed. Just engine valves, idle air volume, learning procedure. Replace engine, evaporative canister. This literally all started from doing the air boot, air boot clamp. Ground wiring. Okay. This is just very interesting. There's that again. There's that. So, intake air system leak. Man, that's so weird because we literally just did all of this stuff. Like, none of this was here. So, yeah. I'll have to check everything, make sure it's tight. Battery voltage for the ABS. ABS. Okay. I don't know. You know, let's do this. Let's, for fun, we're going to back out of here. We're going to go to the data stream. View data. Alright. Alright. Here's the data list. And so the engine, key on, engine off. And I'm going to just run through these. And then I'll start it. Long term. So the malfunction indicator lamp has been on for 9 miles. Oxygen sensors. Alright, let's go ahead. We'll do a start and then we'll just kind of see if we see anything. And it, just for reference, it's not bad right now. It's at 900 and it's settling down. So it's settling down to a normal idle. Relative TPS, throttle position is 3. Short-term fuel trim is double digits. So yeah, that's... Comment down below if you have, you know, interpretation on what might be going on. Long-term fuel trim is very reasonable. Yeah, we're closed loop. Equivalence ratio is supposed to be right around 1, and it's pretty close. Yeah, there's 0.999. There's 1. So, yeah, look at that idle, 767. I would say that's pretty good. All right, what I'm gonna do is, yeah, that's a nice idle, actually. We just got back from, you know, soccer and everything. I'm gonna put my foot on the brake, put it in gear. Now see how it's sped up? But now it's settling back down. That's not bad. Neutral. Drive. You know, I think this thing is relearning how to idle. I think that's what's going on. I'll have to update you guys and just, because it's not bad. I mean, obviously you can see that is a very reasonable idle right now. Maybe I'll get under the hood and we'll check the clamps and we'll look at everything. But I mean, this is, I think when I cleaned the throttle body, you know, the computer was used to it being dirty, and now it's probably just not used to what it's doing. So I don't know. If you got any ideas, comment down below. We'll probably just keep driving it and see if it corrects itself. Hey guys, as always, do all these repairs and suggestions at your own risk. Basically, I'm just showing you what I do. And so, but in this case, yeah, I didn't know about the idle relearn procedure, and I've been doing a little research, but hopefully it's going to relearn on its own, but I don't actually know that for sure. So I consider myself fortunate that mine has a 1100 RPM idle, and not even all the time, so it's, you know, it's not too bad. So I'm kind of thinking it will hopefully relearn, but be aware before you clean your throttle body, at least on these cars.